Okay, we are live. We are live streaming. We are live streaming. Today, what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna check the status on the Facebook ads community. And I'm gonna answer the question that we're all looking to answer. What's actually working on Facebook ads right now? Because 2024 was pretty turbulent year. If you're running ads, you'd know that. So let's see what's happening with the Facebook ads dashboard. The first thing that happens to me when I open Reddit and if I do top posts from this week, I see a lot of people complaining. Meta ads, bot clicking plus phishing nightmares. Are we all getting so a lot of horror stories, a lot of nightmare stories? What should we do about our Facebook ads? Who has the solution? Is it Alan Sultanic? Is it this guy who has the solution? Maybe it's Ben Heath who has the solution. Maybe it's your boy. Maybe it's this guy who has the solution. So let me know. Let me know who you think has the solution. Probably the only guy who has the solution is Mark Zuckerberg. Right? Mark Zuckerberg might have the solution for our Facebook ads problems. Those eyes. How could you resist those eyes? Hey Mark, please make ads the way they were in 2017. It was so easy back then. Let's see what people say. This guy, what the hell is up? Absolutely horseshit, spending 3K a day, one day profitable, the other losing money, zero consistency. We have multiple winning products, testing 30 creatives a week. Same pattern, one profitable day, the next day big loss, canceling all the previous days profit. What's happening with Facebook ads? For the last 3 days, this has been happening for me. Maybe the algorithm update, reduce the spending for the next week until you see some consistent results. I've tried 100 plus creatives testing and found amazing adding creative, but still shit is happening. Damn, 100 creative, how much is your budget if you don't mind asking? People who test 100 creative for this week, for this test, we spent around 6K and made 13K. So it's a decent ad spend to test. I'm not sure if this is like sustainable for everybody. A lot of people think that right now the game on Facebook ads is won if they test new creatives. However, this is not the case. There is something wrong. We know there is something wrong. This guy says, I put ads from Meta earlier this month. Last January, February, we had 4 plus rows. This year, it was struggling to even hit 1.5. Probably I should turn off this video because I know that a crisis is happening. Economic crisis is happening. So what I should do is maybe go and like invest all my money in Bitcoin or something, because I need to do something. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. And this is just the reality. This is just the reality. So this guy says he lost a lot of money this year. The ROAS dropped dramatically. He says, rather than spending ads, we started creating our own content for customer to engage in, work with influencers, and open up a new wholesale strategy. Overall revenue is down, but profit is up. We'll probably go back at some point, but so far Meta being shit and forcing us to look into alternative advertising has been a big net positive for us. So this guy managed to take something back and turn it into a good thing, right? So he managed to turn it around, right? This guy says outage lead to the algorithm become a pile of shit. Classic meta. Was there another outage? Probably, yeah. There is no one to watch data because we all know how it was before and how it is now. 100 experiments a day have no effect. Everything I earned yesterday, I lost today and even went to a loss. Same here, 1,500 per day. Great news. Purchases complete crash today. This is seriously frustrating. This is seriously frustrating, guys. And there are a lot of people who are actually struggling with Facebook ads. But nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to say that people are just not are not making their meta ads work. This guy says Meta's volatility lately has been insane. One day ROAS is solid, the next day it's like the algorithm forgot how to spend properly. If you're testing 30 creatives a week and still seeing wild swing, it's likely something outside just ad fatigue. Have you noticed any patterns? Certain days worse than others, CPM spikes, countries better than others. Which industry are you in? Which industry? It doesn't depend on the industry. It doesn't depend. It happens in different ad accounts. I see it as well. And nobody wants to admit it. If I go on YouTube and if I type Facebook ads 2025, Facebook ads 2025, do you think I'm gonna see a result that is not the best Facebook targeting, the best Facebook for beginners, complete Facebook ads tutorial? So it's just like tutorials, but nobody wants to admit the elephant in the room. Big Facebook ads gurus, big marketing gurus don't want to admit it. I feel like I'm the only one out there who is telling the truth, who is documenting what's actually happening in the Facebook ads world. And here, those are the symptoms. CPMs are high, days are inconsistent, ROAS is breaking, volatile right now. Same over here. Honestly, on the good days, I'm thinking maybe Meta fixed there, but the next day proves me wrong. Just do not look and analyze data. Simply, nothing makes sense, especially if you're running these C campaigns. I'm not sure what this guy is trying to say. Yes, I'm having some issue. I don't know, shall I switch to TikTok or maybe Reddit or what? Anyone has a good idea what's going on? Not only is the shift traffic Meta's sending all week, not only the waste of money on nothing, but on top of that, the shitty platform is inventing sales that it didn't generate. Getting worse and worse. I really don't know where to go with my ads. This guy says, I jumped to Google Ads until this gets fixed. I tried pretty much everything now on Meta. I used to be at 3x ROAS before on bad days. Now I'm struggling to break even. My all reliable went into learning for no reason at all. So something is happening. Meta ads are not working the way they used to work. So this is just the reality, guys. This is just the reality, and nobody wants to tell us the truth. What's happening? What's really happening? We saw Mark Zuckerberg going on Joe Rogan, and when Joe Rogan said, ask Mark Zuckerberg what's happening with Facebook, what's happening with your platform, and Mark Zuckerberg went there and he actually admitted in front of like the whole world, and he said, oh, the government was pressuring us and we had to be very aggressive with our algorithms, so we had to monitor content, and it was about censorship. But of course, we saw how this affected us in our Facebook ads, in our ad accounts. This is just the reality. You can look at the results one day-to-day basis. You need to zoom out and compare the sales, revenue, channel performance on a weekly basis. If you watch Facebook ads day by day, you have a heart attack. If you watch Facebook ads month by month, it's not very promising as well. The ad accounts that I'm working on right now that are decent, that have decent results, they have some things in common, right? The first thing that makes running ads easy is having a high average order value. So this is something that you need to focus on if you struggle with Facebook ads. In my personal business, working with clients, I've compared ad data starting from like the last 3-4 years. And I could say that the cost per 1,000 impression has increased by 30%. 30%. In some cases, I see an increase up to like 50, even 100% CPM cost increased. It happened. There is ad inflation that nobody talks about. Ad inflation. It's the same thing what happened to X, right? X inflation. So let me find the image. Let me find it, yeah. This is how much an egg used to cost in 2021, right? A box of eggs, a dozen of eggs, used to cost around between $3 and $4. However, today, the same price is almost $6 and even higher. It could be higher because this is 2013. So here you see chickens on the screen. You see little chickens on the screen. But the same thing is happening with your Facebook ads. And nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it. And when I read Reddit, I see all those people saying it. How come the big business gurus are not talking about it? It's just like, it's mind blowing. Maybe because if they say Facebook ads underperform right now, they're going to lose a lot of clients. However, guys, I don't care. I don't care. I believe like saying the truth is essential to the success of my channel because this is how I'm different. This guy says Facebook works. You guys just don't got the demand that you think you do for your products. So could it be supply and demand? Could it be a supply and demand? There will be situations where there is people don't want the product or they don't want the service. That's why they're not buying. So this is a fundamental marketing related issue that you need to address. So if you're watching this video and if you're struggling with Facebook ads, ask yourself, is my product something people would like to buy? Is it something that people would like to buy? If the answer is yes, and if you sold this product consistently for the last 3-4 years and the last 3-4 months and everything was working, probably there is a demand for your product. There is a demand. This guy says, if anyone is getting great results running financial service ads, please let me know what you're doing that is working. I'm running ads for health and life insurance with varying results after the policy changes the last month. Some days is gangbusters, other days is meh. This guy says ads library had an outage yesterday or the day before. Not sure if this is relevant, but thought I just put that in. Facebook. Now the giant corporations have jumped into Facebook ads. It's going shit. So expensive to compete with them. This guy thinks like there are a lot of corporations that started advertising. If you open your Facebook and Instagram feed, you're going to see that big, huge companies are running ads. So whenever we run ads on Facebook, we compete for the attention. And this drives the price up. So maybe it's just competition. However, in my opinion, it's ad inflation. Everything is becoming more and more expensive. Facebook ads especially are becoming more expensive. Because as a business, let's get there. As a business, Facebook Meta, Mark Zuckerberg makes money by serving ads. He also has a team. He also is influenced by the ad inflation. So, in order for him to stay competitive, he needs to increase the prices. It is simple business, guys. It is business 101, business pricing 101. This could be one of the reasons why we're seeing this drop. Has anyone actually spent time on Facebook lately? It's a toxic scam ads AI generated and conspiracy theory nonsense. It's a radically different experience than even 3 months ago. I can scroll on my feed and now it's 80% AI generated bullshit like this. Do you see this? Do you see this? Is this happening to you? When you go on Facebook, do you see AI generated ads, images like this? Definitely there is something wrong with the algorithm, because whenever I open my feed on Facebook, it's like random stuff, like groups I don't follow. So maybe there is something very wrong with the algorithm. This guy says, we're finding the same issue, although I finally have a painful workaround, which is to launch multiple low value campaigns and scale them gradually over time. Usually this works for 3-4 weeks and then you need to start again. I will never launch any campaign with 150 ad spend per day. Waste of money. Is it waste of money? Not always, but most of the time, if you're not 100% sure in the ad creative in the offer, you're wasting money. This guy says, our sales dipped for 3 months straight, and yesterday we made some sales, but not enough to cover our losses. Today we're back to square one. Only one sale so far, which is not enough to cover our manufacturing as well as international shipping costs, which we offer for free. This is compelling me to tie up with distributors. I'm already in talks with India and Italy-based perfume distributors. Meta ads are turning out to be a gamble for us. Gambling, a casino. I'm churning out so many creatives, and yet all we get is clicks and add to carts with a few sales. And this guy left his website, so let's check his website. Oh, it's like a panther. I think it looks pretty good. It's like very AI generated. I don't like the AI generated stuff. Maybe if this guy adds like people and just showcase people in his, he will be more successful. I'm not sure the ads he's running. So it sells for like $80-$90 or maybe like around $80, I would say. So yeah, and those are the ads that he's running. Those ads look like AI generated. So maybe this guy needs a human touch. This is what he can do on his website just to boost creation. We built on Facebook 100% about 2 months ago. We sell services, so it's more about lead generation with us. But even for our ads, the problem was similar. The platform became too untrustworthy, with the whole Advantage Plus targeting being forced on us. Depending on the ad optimization, we were not allowed to turn it off. Ads going clearly outside that useful market for us. No clarity on what exactly the changes were, so we had to run all sorts of experiments. The overhead of managing ads cut ROI too much. Fortunately for us, we had already been making moves to get out of Facebook for 2 years. We found new homes for our ads that actually greatly improved our results, but I doubt our exact strategy would be good for online sales. I would like to hear this guy out, and I agree. Advantage Plus is not something that I liked. Whenever Facebook launched the Advantage Plus, I was always getting mixed results. For some of my campaigns, it worked. However, if I'm starting fresh, I prefer using manual campaign. Holy shit, I thought it was just me. I started a CBO lead gen campaign, start of the month, got 12 leads first week of February, third week, 0 leads came in. This is just 1 week. So as you can see, People are struggling. People are struggling. Another guy says, did did Facebook do something to their algorithm? Did Facebook do something for the algorithm? Should we blame it all on the algorithm? Is this the reason why ads are not working? I'm sure most of you guys get your own ads in your feed all the time, but the past few days I've gotten maybe one sale. This is from someone who was doing 80 sales a day this time last year. Interesting enough, ever since performance dropped, I haven't seen a single ad of mine on my feed. I will see my own ads frequently. Did you buy? This guy says something happened this week, at least for us. Bots, empty clicks, and awful performance. Others saw similar, but at the beginning of February, no changes were made. So, same, my ads were doing so great, and in the past week, a lot of people complain. A lot of people complain. They're live training their AI on advertisers X. That's causing the volatility. This guy says, yes, algorithm updates are happening, which means bugs also changes. Algorithm says lots of accounts are being updated to the new Advantage Plus sales campaign for previous Advantage Plus shopping campaign. My account hasn't been updated to this yet, and I'm fairly satisfied with the ad performance at the moment, but it's been a roller coaster for the month of February. Amazing, 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 amazing. So something is happening. This guy says, yeah, Meta Ads algorithm definitely feels off lately. You're not alone. Tons of people are reporting drops in performance. If you're not seeing your own ads, it could be a sign of reduced delivery or a shift in how Meta is optimizing placements. Okay. Not sure about ads, but my algo went to shit. Just clickbait and spam pages all of a sudden. Something definitely changed, and this is the same for me. If I open my Facebook right now, you're gonna see that I'm like getting posts from pages and groups that I'm not following. However, I don't want this to be the case. I just wanna see posts of my friends, and this is what I want to see on Facebook and Instagram. But right now I cannot see it. Maybe my friends are not producing enough content. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg should do something about stimulating people to produce more content, maybe better monetization, because a lot of people are spending money. So if Mark Zuckerberg gives more money to the creators the way YouTube is doing, the platform will be much, much better. We're going to see creators, we're going to see people publishing content. Right now, I feel like everything is just spam and AI generated, and I hate AI generated content. Whenever I see AI generated post, yes, sure, it grabs my attention, but I just hate myself for like spending my time on the internet browsing through AI generated content. I could be doing something much, much better. This guy says, yep, changes may probably starting earlier this year. I reset every campaign that I handle right now, and it seems to be keeping up and going great on my end. Let me know should you need help. So restart all the campaigns basically. February and March last year were atrocious, I think for different reasons though. And this guy says I did 5,000 orders. They stopped censoring Russian bots to make a certain someone happy, so not the metrics will look like Twitter unless you do a shit ton of manual cleanup to remove bots on your own. Turns out paying propagandists posting fake news and memes to make incels angry. Don't buy things. Don't buy things, guys. Do not buy things. Again, dog shit, Meta Ads, unreliable. We adapt to their bullshit, but it's tiring and stressful. It's tiring and stressful. This guy says, I found a solution for a recent drop in sales in my case. Let's see what the solution this guy has found out, because we all know that Facebook ads are pretty ugly right now. It's getting ugly. Let's see the solution. So I have been dropshipping for years, and my recent store had a consistent result for a long time. Then late January, February happened. CPA X CPA increased twice, 3 times. Dropshipper said that the product died, that it is saturated and they have to move on. Then I realized that a lot of people are having the same issue. I was running broad CBOs that were performing amazing. My CPA was around €10 and in case of scaling it would jump to around 12. That kept me highly profitable. In late January, February, my CPA on some days 8, but on some days 25, 30. I noticed that Meta is forcing Advantage Plus audience on my campaigns, and I was panicking and relaunched campaigns many times. Tried new creatives and angles, nothing helped. I was barely breaking even at this point. So one day I gave my product one last chance with a strategy that I thought of. I noticed that Meta is pushing Advantage Shopping campaign, Advantage Shopping sales campaign, or whatever they call them. So I launched Advantage Shopping campaign with a winning ads in it. And what I have done to prevent loss is I put cost cap. On some days to spend 50%, 20%. And after a week, I copied the campaign and removed cost cap and got back to having my old results, even when scaling is running for a week now. So to clarify, you used Advantage Shopping campaign with top performing creatives. Are you using flexible or putting different creatives in different ads? And for the cash cap, how did you determine what the amount was? Thanks for sharing. The cost cap, I decided from previous experience. Today I had the best CPA ever. Shopify's checkout outage that happened messed me up a bit because I had to stop campaign, but so far so good. I think it's just timing. After you remove the cost cap, the Advantage Shopping campaign performance is better because it is just the time it run better. Wait for 1 week, then you will see the roller coaster again. This is really interesting. I'm doing research for my new video on the pros and cons of Advantage Plus. Would you mind sharing privately a link to an ad that used to be profitable but performers? Much appreciated. So this is a link. You got to and this is, it has 7.7 million views. You got your baited. You got your baited. I think it's a joke. Is it a joke? I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. It's a joke. It's a joke. And what is the solution? Yes, I missed it too. Did he go back to his original campaign or stuck with Advantage Shopping Plus? So he did cost cap and then he went to Advantage Shopping campaign, which I don't think it's a valuable solution. So this guy says again, this is the author. He says, when I copied Advantage Shopping campaign after it went for days and removed cost cap, results are better than before. Today I had lowest CPA ever. So basically, this guy ran a campaign with cost cap. Then he duplicated the campaign and removed the cost cap, and the campaign is working better. So this is what he says. So this is the solution. I found a solution. Could it be a viable solution? Is Facebook forcing Advantage Plus? I've been posting ads on Facebook for about 6 months now, and it seems to me like they slowly have been making it more difficult to turn off Advantage Plus features. That's exactly my point. Exactly my point. They want us to do just like Advantage Plus and just call it a day. However, what's happening if we don't want to do that? What's happening? If we don't want to do that, what will we do? So especially the audience, I finally found where they have hidden the toggle to turn it off. First, you have to go to the tiny settings. Yeah, Leslie, you have to find the hidden toggle. I think they're pushing it. This guy says, yes, it's become a hassle to turn everything off. Even when duplicating, we sometimes have to refresh the ads manager multiple times for the settings to follow through. For the 50 plus clients account I manage, I use many audiences for all of them. How are you managing 50 clients account and have time to post on Reddit? Like, how is this possible? I barely can manage 4 ad accounts, maybe like 5, but I'm going crazy. After 8 plus years doing this, I learned quickly that I should stay far away from most recommended settings by Facebook. Ironically, I agree with that. I mean, even their reps are utter trash and have no clue what they're doing. That says a lot, right? This, with all of the regulation of ads that have been on the horizon for years now, with little actual regulation of, if any at all, they keep developing and updating Ads Manager to make Performance Plus more prominent. I cannot stand it. I guess in theory it's a good feature for small advertisers, but when clients need to know who is viewing their ad, the exact creative makeup, and the exact placement platform ads are being served. This guy says, I've had multiple times where things were caught by client as not as planned simply because Facebook sneakily made the Performance Plus settings automatically. We caught Meta out and we were willing to give 5K back since technicality it was our fault. So basically this guy lost 5K because because Meta automatically enabled those Advantage Plus campaigns. It happens. It's very hard to turn the Advantage Plus. Everything is gonna be Advantage Plus, everything is gonna be algorithm, right? This guy says, when I switched to manual audience and placement, my ads got little views and very slowly compared to using Advantage Plus. Oh, it's like they force you to use their settings, otherwise they don't push your ads and cost per result goes up the roof. The cost per result is up the roof. It might be just a random occurrence. Honestly, I manage 50 client accounts and none of them on Advantage Plus. We get way better results. I also agree with this guy. This is getting much better results. Much better results. Right? I prefer manual. I also prefer manual. If I test different, let's say, optimizations, if I test different settings, usually manual is always better for me. Like 80% of the time, manual is better for me. So yeah. This guy says it's gonna be a little case study here. Let's open it. I believe it's gonna be interesting case study. This guy says 5K, 5.2K sessions, no sales. Why are my ads converting for my fashion site? Hey Reddit, I recently will launch my fashion e-commerce brand, Sentiano. I like the name, Sentiano, and hire a freelancer to run meta ads for friends. We've tested UGC ads, giveaway campaigns, and sales discount ads. While UGC and giveaways get solid engagement, comments, saves, clicks, we're seeing no sales despite a professional. You need to be professional if you want to make some sales. This is what everybody thinks, but this is not the case. An audience and already spent 2,600 euros on just ads. Here's what we've tried. Broad interest-based targeting, creative UGC style videos with styling tips, giveaways, clear CDAs, potential issues I'm considering, website friction, maybe slow load times, pricing mismatch, that could be the case, audience targeting. I don't think it's like the audience targeting because friends, maybe it's like product to market fit, maybe people don't want the product, maybe the price is way too high. If you have 2 minutes, check Sentiano. Does anything feel off? Let's check it out. Any red flags? Let's see what other people are saying. 200 add to cards and only 2 sales. Your checkout page is not working, or you probably have some failed payment from whatever processor you're using. Or the campaign has an add to cart objective. This could also be the case. All I know is I'm in the USA and I see no delivery available. Let me see. So it's like a fashion brand. Spring finest pieces to refine your wardrobe with elegance. Embrace timeless designs through carefully beauty spring. For me, I'm just completely, these products are completely irrelevant to me because I'm a guy, obviously. It looks very simple, the website, which I like. I think the copy, you could do a better job on the copy here. So 49 euros, it doesn't seem like that much. Free shipping, 4 or 5 days, secure payment, 14-day returns. So maybe more testimonials. Is this drop shipping? Did he say it's like drop shipping? So I don't think it's drop shipping. Heavy restricted the ads to the only countries you shipped out. Your hero image immediately gave me the impression I was on a website for Swiss chocolate or something. You only have 8 products in total on the site. That immediately suggests you're a very small new business. And for a fashion brand, most customers are looking for a business that has more substance and more options. If you want to build a base of customers who trust your brand and love your products, you need to have a startup story that you tell through your social channels. I think that's an amazing point. Amazing point. If you start a fashion brand, an e-commerce brand, whatever brand you start, don't be afraid to tell your story. Say why you started the brand, what it was like the beginning, what challenges did you have to overcome. People love this. People love this. People buy the story, not the actual product. Because the actual product, if people are just looking for the actual product, everybody will be buying like shoes on Shein or Temu, right? But they like to identify with something. They like to identify with a story. Why Air Jordan is so much popular than Temu shoes? Because when you wear Air Jordans, you identify with the greatest basketball player of all time. And there is like a bunch of marketing that goes into Air Jordan, Air Mike, whatever. You get the idea. That's why if you don't have money on marketing, tell your story. Tell your embarrassing story. Tell the truth. People deserve to know the truth. Right now, there is so much fake stuff on social media that it's very hard to compete on claims or on products that have no quality, not no quality, but are just like empty. So don't be an empty brand. And most importantly, it takes time to build a strong brand that customers will trust and buy from. I agree. Building a brand takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. So this is what you need. This guy says probably your professional freelancer is a barely third worlder who is running a clicks campaign instead of a sales campaign and losing you a ton of money. Your website is not as professional as you make it sound to be. A lot of people can make such websites in a matter of days, not less. It's a Shopify template, but that's not the issue here. The issue is that you need to investigate your checkout system. We plant a tree per purchase. This is a lie. Yeah. This guy made a good point. Your ads are driving traffic, but something's stopping people from buying. Giveaways bring in freebie seekers who may not be real buyers. Try running conversion focused ads instead. A 0.0% conversion rate is very low. Check your checkout process, mobile experience, and site speed. Missing trust signals like reviews and clear policies can also hurt sales. If people add to cart but don't buy, your pricing may not match their experience. Compare with competitors and check if your messaging builds enough value. I also see Black Friday sales. Did you update pages? I'm French and I see a lot of potential for your store. Did you also try niche marketplaces? This is the answer. Giveaways you can run to an engaged retargeting list of buyers, conversion prospects, not average freebie seeking fool you see on the street. I agree. You should create friction in the business on the top to qualify the right people, because Facebook will give you what you ask for a whole lot of freebie seeking motherfuckers. If you lead with that, this is what conclusion the Facebook ad I will arrive at. You need totally different ads and totally different customer acquisition conversion strategy. For the price point, the website doesn't hook me. I love the hero banner, but Then I explored your site and was let down. I need more elevated visuals, more luxury appeal. It feels a bit too much like someone has put together a Shopify store quickly, because this is exactly what happened. Putting a Shopify store quickly, then uh, this one leads me to think if they can do the website well, what's the clothing going to be like? Not trying to be mean, by the way. I just think honestly is the best way. Sometimes I'm a digital lead of 8 years and work on these projects all the time. You've got in, you do, you can see the vision. Let's make it come to life. Thanks for the feedback. I message you. Okay, and he shared. So total sales, just 2 sales, conversion rate 0.4. So he spent 26K, and he reached quite a lot of people. So let me copy these images. What's the CPM on this? So let's ask ChatGPT. Let's calculate the CPM. It's France. So he's paying. I'm just waiting for ChatGPT to load. He's paying €4. Could this be a conversion optimized campaign? More likely, it seems like a traffic campaign or some other type of campaign. I believe it should be more expensive in France for a conversion campaign. I don't have the data on top of my head, but this is something that I need to do. I need to check. Sales pop-up build trust for customers that sometimes has recently bought. Yeah, a lot of people are suggesting that you're using the wrong optimization. According to the data stats on your ads, the highest volume demographic of people seeing your ads is 65-plus-year-old men. People managing your ads are also in Tunisia and Nepal. If you care about that, could be some unexperienced freelancers in one of those countries. You're getting fleeced. Yeah. Either placement selected. Your size options are confusing. Medium, large, instead of star setting makes people unsure. This is another good point. French shoppers expect a clear euro sizing. I think any shopper wants like a clear euro sizing. Confusion kills sales. No real lifestyle images showing how the sweater looks on real people. Just product shoots. Fashion converts when customers can visualize themselves wearing it. I've run several French fashion campaigns, and what's working now is showing actual outfit styling with each product, not just isolated items. Your 200 plus add to cart show interest, but you're losing them in the final steps. Try simplifying your checkout, adding clearing, sizing info, and retargeting those abandoners with specific messages. So I completely agree. Size should be clear. This guy says no real lifestyle images showing how the sweater looks on real people, just product shoots. Yeah. When I buy something, I wanna see how it's gonna look on like normal people. If I'm buying like a shirt for the gym, when I go to the website, they have like one of those like bodybuilders wearing the shirts, and I'm just like, I'm tough, like strong guy, strong Bulgarian guy. However, I'm not like on steroids or anything, so I cannot imagine myself wearing the shirt, if you know what I'm saying. So for me, this is like a no. This is confusion. For example, if I'm running a net, I would like ask all my customers to like send me a picture of how they fit in the shirt. And I don't want like the best images. I want images that look real, because the real stuff sells. Right? The real stuff sells. This is just the reality. Now let's continue. Who's killing it these days? You launch a new campaign, couple sales, and then it dies. I've been running Facebook ads for almost 8 years, and right now I'm getting better results than ever before, which my highest ever day spend. The platform is not deplorable despite what confirmation bias you see on this subreddit tells you. And no, I don't have an agency. I don't have enough. I don't offer services. I'm just a business owner who runs his own ads. Let's hire this guy. Let's go to this guy and let's hire it. Yeah, there is a guy who is killing it. This guy says, I launched a campaign this morning after spending £35. I got a sales. Oh, in all fairness, this campaign had been optimized with all learnings from a couple of other campaigns. This guy says, read this. It might help you understand what happens. So let's read it. When your ads do this for 24 hours, then stop working. Okay. I'm tired. I'm tired of reading. Now let's go on YouTube and let's see if some of the gurus on YouTube will have the solution. Let's go on YouTube. Let me see if this live is going. Yeah, this live is going strong. Stronger than ever. Okay, who has the solution? Let's do Facebook ads 2025. And just like, let's open up a random video. Obviously, Ben Heath got this figured out. So he is the Facebook ads guru. So no matter what people say, he is the best. This is a Learn with Shopify video. Let's see how Shopify wants us to run ads.
How to do it successfully. 3 billion people use Facebook.
Okay. 3 billion people use Facebook every day. This is what she said. Let's see the comment first. Some of the concepts in the video remind me of what I read in Underground Marketing Mastery. That book showed me why most people fail in marketing. And this has 107 likes. I keep seeing people mention this book. Is it really that good? Probably this is like a bot. This is just a bot. So informative, great delivery. Thank you. Let me see what I think about this video. Can you use this video to make your ads work in 2025? Shopify has the formula or not?
Every single month. That is a lot of potential eyes for your business. But here's the thing, your Facebook ads won't work without the right strategy. So I'm gonna break down the latest strategies and tactics to achieve Facebook ads success.
I'm gonna play it on a higher speed. Because we don't have time. We have ads to run. We have
At the end of this
campaigns
video, we're going to have a step-by-step plan to create, launch, and optimize your own profitable Facebook ad campaigns. I'm not just going to show you how to run ads, but also how to optimize them for your budget. Yes, even if it's a small one. There's a lot of money to be made.
The video editing on this is like very high quality. They're spending a lot on video editing. This is my first impression. Probably there are like at least 4 or 5 people working on this video. Shopify Facebook ads complete tutorial.
On Facebook ads, and anyone can learn how to do it successfully with a little time and practice. As Mark Zuckerberg once said, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. So let's dive in and start creating some ads. The first thing you need to do is,
as Mark Zuckerberg said, if you don't run ads, you won't give me any money. So please run ads. Not the exact quote, but you get the idea.
Create a Facebook page and set up a business account. Once you do, open up your ads manager and click create ad. A little tip, when choosing your first product to push, try to use your best-selling product or the one with the highest profit margins. This way you can mitigate some risk. There are 3 levels in every.
Yeah, always start with the best-selling product. This is a great tip, I think. Always do the best-selling product. This is spot
Facebook
on.
ad campaign. First, there's the campaign, then the ad sets, and then the ads. First, in the campaign, here is where you define your goals such as engagement, lead gen, sales, or your budget. Next is ad sets. This is where you can set up targeting, bids, placement, your schedule, and also sometimes your budget as well. Lastly is the actual ads. This is the copy, the images, or the videos you use. Basically the creative aspect. You can actually have several ads running at the same time for testing purposes. Now, let's build a campaign. To begin, you will have to set your objective first. So if you're on a small
So it is a very basic
budget,
Facebook
go
ads
for
tutorial.
leads or sales. If you have a bit of a budget to play with, you can start with brand awareness or traffic and then retarget from there. Next, choose your campaign setup. And don't be afraid to trust Meta and use Advantage Plus shopping campaigns and audiences. This allows.
I don't like Advantage Plus shopping campaign. If you're new, don't use it. This is just my opinion. Do a manual campaign. Always start a manual campaign. Always test a manual campaign. Always test manual placement. Advantage Plus, turn everything off. Everything should be off. If you're not getting results and you're using Advantage Plus, don't cry. Don't cry about it. It's for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And the reason in many cases you're getting a poor performance is because you're using Advantage Plus.
Allows Meta to do what it does best, especially if you have a small budget and you don't have a lot of room to play around with. And there's also going to be less details to worry about in the beginning. Next, set your budget. You can give a daily budget or a lifetime budget. So how much
By watching this video, do you think she's somebody who runs ads for a living?
should you be spending? You should spend at least 1 times your product price every day.
I don't think she's running ads for a living. If she's running ads for a living, I would like blown away. Maybe they give her a script. She sits in front of the teleprompter and she reads it. I have nothing against it. I have nothing against Shopify. It's just how I see it. It's just how I see it. This is the reality. It's me today hitting on Shopify, I guess.
To get sufficient data. But spend 2 to 3 times your product price if you can. But if you're on a budget or you have a high
Yeah, I believe spending 2 to 3 times your product price makes a lot of sense for a lot of people to test if an ad is working.
ticket product, just spend what you have. It can honestly be as low as $3 a day just to get something running in the beginning. But know
Yeah, if you don't have any money, start with the no money you have. If it's like $1 per day, start with $1 per day. But be consistent with your ad spend because Facebook ads can change your life for good or for bad. For bad, you can go broke. For good, you might make some money. So this like the yin and the yang of the Facebook.
The more money you give Facebook, the better results and data it's going to get for you. Now, what about targeting? With targeting, you have the option to go broad or niche. First, if you don't have a lot of data on your buyers, it's good to focus on only one interest at a time and test how effective it is. Start broad and then narrow things down as you go. Broad targeting lets Facebook optimize your campaign with the best audiences. Plus,
I would say start with interests. Don't go broad, don't go Advantage
larger
Plus.
campaigns can actually be more cost effective. You can also use Advantage and it's going to help you choose the best audience for your product. Alternatively, if you already know your ideal prospects based on customer purchase data that you have, then it could benefit you to go super niche and then pour your money into that group of people only. You need to consider their location, their interests, and their age among other data points. If you're unsure of which one to choose, you can A/B test this and run 2 of the same campaigns, one to a niche audience and one to a broad audience. Then see what does best. Once you have a winner, run with that one. I will say this though, trying to run niche ad campaigns without proper customer data is like throwing darts blindfolded. You're going to hit something, but it's probably not the target. Now, how long should you run your campaign? Run the testing phase for about 1 to 2 weeks. Once you find a winning ad, run it
I would say 4 weeks if you have a high budget. I would say 7 days if you have low budget.
for 3 to 4 weeks and then evaluate the impressions. If it works well and it's evergreen, you can keep
I wouldn't say evaluate the impression.
running it, but make sure to keep your creatives fresh. There's something
I would say evaluate the cost per result.
called phase. Facebook needs to learn about
The learning phase, I would ignore it completely. Ignore the learning phase completely. Don't care about the learning phase. You need to care about return on ad spend. ROI, return on investment. Or simply said, how much money are you investing on Facebook ads and how much money are you bringing back?
what works. So try not to adjust any important details on your campaign until it has finished the learning phase. You can always duplicate a campaign if you want to make
Don't care about the learning phase. This is very bad advice. A lot of people are too concerned with the learning phase and they forget what's the most important, the return on ad spend. I'm mad about the learning phase,
adjustments. So let Facebook learn on your campaigns while they're active so it can properly optimize things for you. Meta does need conversions to learn what works, and the learning period time frame is based on conversion volumes. So if you make 1,000 sales per day, it could learn in 2 hours. But if you get 5 sales a week, it could take a month to know if that ad is getting good results.
or it could take forever. It could always be in learning phase because I have some ad sets that are in learning ad sets phase forever, but they still make money. So I don't care about the learning phase.
Results. Let it run its course. You know you're in the learning phase if your delivery column says learning. Now let's talk about ad creatives. These are incredibly important. You have the choice to boost content that you already made, or you can create your own ad creative.
So look at the ad creative they made. It's amazing. Just copy it, paste it, and make $1 million. I don't like. So first of all, what I don't like about this creative, it looks like an ad, and people are not on social media to look at ads. So if you want to be successful on Facebook ads, try to make your ads look like native content. Obviously, this could work, but if you want better results, make it native to social media. This is why UGC creative works so much better. So make it social media friendly. This looks like a banner. This looks like a banner like the one you see on the highway. I don't like it.
Organic, like post from a friend, especially for videos, something that's going to stop people from scrolling.
she's saying the same.
And keep them engaged. You also want to use a hook to get their attention. Show people how your product actually solves their problem. And do not forget a call to action. People need to be told what they must do to get what they want. For conversion campaigns, it would be something like click the link below to shop now, or click here to get 10% off. You need to have this in your creative asset or in your...
Strong call to action is always key. Another thing I would like to share here, because I know Shopify is just like huge corporation and they won't share it. However, use long copy. Always use long copy. In the primary text, if it's like click the link below to shop, is good. But use the maximum space because you're paying for space. So long copy.
Your copy. If you're struggling with content ideas, use the meta ads library to look at live ads. Look at how long they've been running and how well they're doing. You really want to analyze the ones that have been running a long time, ideally for several months, and then figure out why they're working, and then create ads with the same format. Don't completely copy them, but use the format and make it your own. This way, you can actually use someone else's testing. To make a successful ad, you need to combine effective targeting, engaging creatives, and a good landing page experience. You can also use tactics like limited edition discounts, free shipping, product bundles, and more to get your customers.
Do really people like this content? It sounds like super basic.
Attention. Now let's talk about budgeting. You can set your budget on a campaign level or on an ad set level. If you choose to use Advantage Plus, it's going to set your budget on a campaign level.
I think she's managing ads. That's the question that I'm trying to answer. Is she actually managing ads, or she's hired just to talk in front of the camera, right?
Using a budget on your ad set level will give you more control over how specific ad sets are delivered. It's good to use campaign budgets for testing and ad set budgets once you know what is working. The spending limit is not a hard cap. Facebook may go over a little bit. They're going to tell you below how much they're going to go over, but you're going to need to be a little bit flexible. Also, start small until you know that your campaigns are profitable, and then you can scale from there. If you have a small budget, just copy what works in your industry already. Now, here are bidding strategies. First is spend-based bidding. This is about spending your budget and getting the highest value possible. Facebook is going to try to optimize your entire budget. Goal-based bidding. You set a cost or value that you want to achieve, such as cost per result or a ROAS goal. That means return on ad spend goal. There's also manual bidding. Here, you control how much you bid across ad auctions. Bid caps are good for advertisers who have an understanding of predicted conversion rates and can place the right bid. You can set the maximum bid, which is how much you're willing to spend in a day, and the minimum bid, which is the lowest amount you're willing to spend in a day. If you want to keep your spending low and
Cost cap and bid cap work, so make sure you test them.
control your costs, Facebook recommends using cost per result bidding, such as cost per sale, for example. Quick question for you. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to running Facebook ads? Leave it in the comments down below. Now, let's talk about A/B testing. The best thing to do in the beginning is to test. Testing is going to be your best friend in this process. You're going to A/B test different ad creatives, test different audiences, and even test your landing pages. We want to find what works and then pour our ad spend into that. You're not going to know exactly what works for you until you start testing. However, you should only be testing one variable at a time. This way you can actually understand what's causing the most success. To run an A/B test, you
I agree. Test just one thing at a time. She's on spot here.
can either duplicate your ad set, or your campaign, and then change the factor that you want to test. Alternatively, you can click the A/B testing button and then select what attribute you want to A/B test. Now let's talk about ad tracking and optimization. You will need to track the success of your campaigns with a pixel. If you're wondering, a pixel is basically a tracker that monitors conversions, views, and actions on your website or wherever you're sending your leads to. So to set up a pixel, go to Events Manager, then connect data sources, then web, and enter your URL. Next, install the pixel code on your website pages, or you can do it using your pixel ID. And make sure your ad campaign is attached to the right pixel. So what are the key metrics that you
Also, with the pixel, you need to set conversion API or CAPI. Make sure you have this all set up.
should be paying attention to? First, there is CTR. This stands for click-through rate. You want to aim for a 1 to 3% click-through rate. Next is ROAS, which stands for return on ad.
ROAS is the number one metric. This video should start with the ROAS. If you're somebody who wants to make a living out of Facebook ads, the first thing that you need to focus on is the return on ad spend. And this is as simple as that.
Ad spend. This tracks how much revenue your ad generates. There's also CPA, which means cost per action. Then there is conversion rate. This is the percentage of users who took your desired action after interacting with your ad. For e-commerce, 2% to 5% is standard. Frequency is the average amount of times a person in your target audience saw your ad during a specific time period. Lastly is CAC, which stands for cost to acquire a customer. This is all very important data to understand. Fun fact, you can actually track this data right in your Shopify dashboard. All you gotta do is connect your Shopify account with your Facebook ad account. So if you want to check that out, I've actually linked a free Shopify trial down below. Okay, here are some tips for scaling and maximizing your ROI. Use lookalike audiences to find new customers that share the same characteristics with your best.
Lookalikes used to work a lot, but recently they're not performing for me that great. So I'm not sure. Give it a shot, but don't expect miracles. Back in the days, lookalikes worked like crazy. So you can scale based on lookalike a lot, but right now this is not the
Best
case.
performing audiences, such as your top purchasers, subscribers, or your highly engaged users. You can also use incremental budget scaling. So try to increase your budget 20 to 30% every 2 to 3 days on campaigns and ad creatives that are going strong already. Make sure you're adding new ad creatives every 2 to 3 weeks to keep things fresh, while still using the format that works best for your niche. You want to scale up and start running more of what's working. Once you know what works, it's all about volume. This one is really important. Make sure to retarget users who clicked on your ad.
Okay, if I can summarize Facebook ads and how they work, it's very, very simple. It takes a lot of effort to find a winning ad, a winning funnel, a winning combination of like conversion path. However, once you find a winning ad, a winning funnel, and once this is profitable, scale this to the moon. And she says, do more of it. So how do you do more? Very simple. You increase the budget This is it.
Ad but didn't convert. We target people who viewed your product or put it in their cart but didn't buy. Psychologists say that people typically need to see a product 7 times before they buy. Retargeting is a very effective tool. Once you've done it enough, people will not be able to forget you. Now you know that Facebook ads are a powerful tool for advertising online, and you now have the tactics.
Also, retargeting is just, I think, with the new automatic campaigns, Advantage Plus campaigns, Facebook ads just knows how many times to show your ads, so you don't need to do it. However, if you go the manual path, always make sure you have remarketing or retargeting and start from there.
Tactics you need to run successful campaigns. Now go get out there and start your first campaign. Make this year the best year yet. I'm Chris McCollins. Thank you so much for watching Learn with Shopify. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. We post weekly videos on all things business, so subscribe if you don't want to miss out. I'll see you.
Yes, Shopify. Learn with Shopify. Let's see the comments. So I'm gonna start the comments by, I'm just gonna scroll them the way they are. Let's read some comments. People are loving this video. I've been studying marketing for years, but this video and underground marketing mastery. I think those are just a lot of fake bot comments. This guy says, I have a question. Let's say I'm setting up Facebook ads for XYZ private company. Whose name should the Facebook account open? I don't get the question. We need a video like this that goes in depth on each of the key points. A complete course would be dope. Amazing video. You clarified every point, made it so simple. Thank you. I don't say like it's how could every point could be clarified in a 10-minute video about Facebook ads. I don't know. That was a buttload of information, but I kept pausing the video to take notes. What you should do is just like open your ad account and set up a damn campaign. This is what you need to do. Right? The next thing, why would somebody set up a traffic or awareness campaign when they want sales? Wake up, this is not how meta ads work. So I don't see like a real comment. 20k people watch this video. Where are the real people? Learn with Shopify. I want to learn with Shopify. It's not happening. It's not happening today. Let's open up another Facebook ads video. Let's see what Danny is up to.
No marketing degree.
Okay. Let's see a video that's gonna be interesting for each and every one of us. 10 meta ad creatives formats that convert like crazy in 2025. Let's see what converts like crazy. Storyblocks is sponsoring her video. My video is sponsored by me. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go to my YouTube, Niko Velikov, and .velikov Instagram. If you want help with your Facebook ads, make sure you go to my website, book the call. And yeah, let's do it. So she's gonna give us like some ad creative formats that convert like crazy. So let me open up the video.
Sponsoring this video. Every year I share the ad creative formats that actually convert on Meta ads. And let me tell you, 2025 is already shaping up to be a very interesting year. Some of the classics
This is too small for me.
are still crushing, but there's a whole new wave of new ad formats that are outperforming almost everything else. And here's the thing, get a little closer. Format matters, but messaging is more important than ever. The right messaging.
So messaging is more important than ever. I believe it. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Messaging. You should do messaging. You should message more. Message more people with your Facebook ads.
Can make or break an ad creative, even in some cases.
Okay, this is the language of trust. I love this ad. It says they're not cheap. It's true. 129 is a lot of money, especially for shows. Yes, we make them cheaper, but if we did that, they'd be cheap. They wouldn't last as long as they do. They wouldn't be made the best materials on the planet. They wouldn't be as comfortable. They wouldn't be atoms. So it's safe to say Atom will never be cheap, and that's a good thing because you always get what you pay for. Amazing ad. I love this ad.
if the design isn't that well executed.
Sorry, I can't talk to procrastinators. I'm too busy being productive with thesis.
That's why for each of these formats, I'm also going to be breaking down the messaging strategies.
Not sure what kind of sweater is best for your body
Some
type.
extra little bits that I've seen really work well with the brands that I work on. So if you're stuck wondering which ad creative to test next or how to nail the messaging in your ad creative, be sure to stick around for all 10 of these formats. This video
She speaks fast, so I'm gonna reduce the speed of this
is
video.
going to save you hours of guesswork and show you how to make high converting ads fast, even if you're new to meta ads or if you're on a low budget. Also for fun, let me know in the comments what
She's really trying hard with her videos, right? She has a lot of cameras. She's editing well, in my opinion. I think this is a good YouTube video to edit like multicam. I can barely do this. I can barely do this setup and just it pisses me off all the time. Like half of the time my lives are not working, the audio is not working, the screen share is not working. She's doing an amazing job.
your product or services or even your brand, and I will personally suggest an ad format for you to test. Okay, let's dive into it. Now, the first one was actually the top performing ad creative for all of 2024, and we spent well over $2 million on this one ad. Now, the grid style ad is nothing new. In fact, it's been used for decades, even during the print era. However, this ad type is
Grit style. So maybe she means like that. The images are like this. That seems very interesting. It definitely interests my eye.
incredibly psychologically pleasing. In fact, our brains love this ad because it completes a subconscious
Yeah, this is a guide by David Ogilvy.
loop for us. Essentially, with a grid format, our eyes are always trailing from left to right and top to bottom. This ad format is great for brands that have bundles, have multiple products, or even have different SKUs, aka different colors. Sometimes, in fact, it actually just helps to show
I'm sorry if you have just one product. You're losing.
the same product multiple times. Now, I will say the top performing ad creative for this grid style format did have a messaging element as well, which is really great because we were able to test out multiple different messaging styles to really see what worked. And unfortunately, I can't show you the actual ad, NDAs, but here were essentially the messaging strategies that
NDAs are a huge thing for me as well. If I didn't have NDAs, my channel would be like crazy.
we were able to try and ultimately what worked.
The perfect socks for 65 plus men. The 10-minute exercise routine, the TikTok viral abs routine. I'm 55, but I got carded at the bar the other night. $20 for each, $80 for
So
the
imagine
set.
this ad tested with these different messaging points. Now, which one do you think performed the best? Now, I will say here, this one at the end, the purely value-based messaging, was ultimately the one that started performing first, but it was actually the 10-minute exercise routine that ended up crushing it and beating out all other types of messaging. Now, when we drilled down on this, what we actually realized is this was the most scalable type of messaging that we had tested. The others were looking at a specific age range and
That's amazing. I like it. I like it. Ecom guys, copy this.
gender. The other was featuring a specific social media platform, RIP. The more you know, right? All right, number two, this one's actually new for this year, but it's what people in the industry are lovingly calling EGC, or employee-generated content. Now, a lot of us in the industry know about founders ads, right? But what about other employees? Now, this is actually something that I saw Jenny Kane doing over the last few years that seemed to really work well for them. But my favorite way to do this right now is actually with warehouse content.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. Actually, I quite enjoyed this video.
Socks, overnight oats, and Happy Mammoth absolutely crush this type of format. And something that I know too
I know a guy who used to work for Happy Mammoth. Smart guy. I won't say his name.
is that it works really well for both images and video. And I know what you're thinking, what if I don't have access to a warehouse to film these types of videos? Well, that's where Storyblocks comes in. Let's actually search for warehouses on Storyblocks. Boom.
Okay, so she's gonna pitch us Storyblocks. Go to her channel, use her affiliate link and buy it.
I want to test out this kind of stuff with the brands that I work with. I use Storyblocks because I find that the content combines best with UGC and other forms of content that's commonly used in meta ads creative for both video and images. They have a curated content library that has everything you need in one place with over 1 million 4K and HD footage, templates, music, sound effects, images, and more. And yes, it is completely royalty free, even for ads. And you don't have to plan a photo shoot, fumble with AI solutions, more on that in a bit, or get a creator to make this type of content for you. It is literally instantaneous, which just makes teams so much more agile. To get started with unlimited stock media. Now for number 3, I'm actually going to be super prescriptive because I actually found that this specific type of founders ad was working really well across several accounts. So yes, it is a lo-fi or UGC style founders ad. So it's from the founder, but we have a TikTok response bubble that is handling a common objection. Now, in many cases, this could be a price point, but if you keep on coming up against a certain frequently asked question or a certain thing that your customer
Yeah, this is gonna work out great. This is gonna work out great. I think it's amazing.
customers or people who want to become your customers seem to be anxious about pre-purchase, make content about that from the founder, honestly speaking to that common objection. Now, I'd say that this is really great for founders that want to try this type of content but don't know where to start. Start with this one. And here's a list of common objections you can try. And number 4, creator content. Do you notice how I'm not using the term UGC anymore? Here's the thing. Creator content is absolutely still moving the needle in 2025, but I've really reframed how I am looking at this type of content. Instead of working with people who do UGC, I am really aiming to work with creators, because those who can show up authentically on camera and really develop that type of connection with the audience, aka real creators, these are the people that I find absolutely create top converting ads. Not the specific type of creator content that I saw work this last year. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you can get people who are good on camera talk about your product, you are going to make a bunch of money. This is just the reality. And the people, they don't need to be pretty. They just need to be good on camera. They need to be able to connect. For example, you're watching this video, you know I'm not good on camera. I'm trying to be, but I know I'm not like as charismatic as some other people. However, if you find a person and he's good on camera, they don't need to have a huge audience. You just ask them to shoot an ad, talk about your product, and you're making a bunch of money. And this is just the reality.
Is more in the single testimonial vertical instead of having compilations. Even though I did see those work sometimes, most of the time it is coming from a single creator. Interestingly, the type of messaging that I've seen really work. Number 1, across many accounts, I find that opening a hookup with a reaction, sort of like these, is something that actually really resonates with people. Other things that work are using trigger words in the hooks. So things like this. And as always, the good old problem solution type of ad creative absolutely still works.
Problem solution will always work. It will work forever. It used to work back in the days. It will work 20, 30, 40 years from now.
When paired with the right creator. I would say that problem solution creator content is like the bread and butter of ad creative content. For brands that are spending more than 300 to 500K per month on meta ads, you're really going to need to know how to nail this type of content, because I don't actually see anything else scaling up accounts in the same way as authentic creator content. But if you're looking for a new fun way to do this, I do see this type of tweet or social media framing like this. You can always change the elements around a little bit. Absolutely does work and look unique. And number 5, another one of the new ones, AI ads. Here's the thing. I was a little resistant to using a ton of AI in the ad creation process.
I hate AI ads. I made an online course about it. They work, but I still hate them. That's the reality.
But I'm using it quite a bit now, and it is absolutely working. In fact, if you're interested in me doing a deep dive on AI ads, let me know, because I honestly don't think that what I'm going to explain here is going to be even scratching the surface of what is possible here. So here's the way that I think about AI content right now in 2025. I really like to categorize it into 5 big buckets. Number 1 is going to include AI features that are on existing platforms that people are already using. So think like your Canva, your Premiere Pro, maybe even your CapCut. Brands and designers and video editors are starting to lean into these type of features a lot. I even know that I am leaning into it quite a bit, especially for video edits on this channel. And heck, there's even Gen AI capabilities directly inside of Meta Ads Manager. Now, the second bucket is more for images. So it's more of your mid-journey style images. These can absolutely work, but they definitely have a certain look to them. And I know some brands, just based on their own image alone, aren't willing to go there quite yet. And then there's the deepfake style ads, like what ArcAds does essentially. And I will say, I've been testing this out a lot recently, and I'm really excited for it. In the same way that I love using story blocks to be able to test out ideas and theories instantaneously, I am now able to do that quite a bit with ArcAds, which is really exciting.
AI ads, I'm gonna skip it because I got bored here. I'm sorry.
To this. For number 6 is text-based ads. Now, the cool thing about this is I really like images or...
Yeah, text could work. In my experience, text ads usually have a higher CPM because people need to use more brain power, and they're just not as engaging as a video with text could be. However, they work. They definitely work.
Can be more video based. I've absolutely seen both types of these ad creatives crush it. And I'd say on the video side, a lot of times this is something that I see brands having already done on TikTok or on Reels. And it's like, yeah, like let's put some ad spend behind that and try it. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring up this ad creative too is because this is something that I actually tested during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and it annihilated it. This is actually something that I saw a lot of brands doing, including Ripley Radler, and their team told me that it absolutely crushed for them. And I saw very similar results, which is really exciting. I'm actually currently working on trying this for a non-sale period, but this is definitely an easy one to do during a sale period, which I'm excited about. Number 7, don't be mad at me. Dynamic product ads, DBA, or catalog ads. So when I was doing research for this video so that I could give you actual ad creative that I see working in...
I don't run this type of ads. Maybe for the business I work with, it doesn't make any sense. If this works for you, maybe you should test it.
Today in 2025 instead of just what I think works. In several accounts, I kept on running into the scenario where catalog ads were actually the top performers. Whoops. It doesn't make for amazing and great content, but if I'm being totally honest, a lot of people aren't utilizing their catalog ads to the fullest advantage. So if you're interested in doing a big deep dive on that, I have a very big video that I did with Dan Pantello earlier last year that a lot of you really loved that really does a deep dive on different DPA and catalog ad strategies and the different ways that these ads can actually show up in slightly different formats. And I'll say the teaser here is that catalog ads run on a different algorithm, which I am very, very interested in. So for nearly any brand out there, especially if you have multiple SKUs and multiple products, you absolutely need to make sure that you are doing that type of ad format justice. And number 8, negative marketing ads. So this one is actually more of a messaging strategy in itself, right? Now, there are several formats that I've seen work pretty well. There are the regular negative reviews. I've seen the 0 or 1 out of 5 star ads crush it on a few accounts, which is really cool. But I also think just leaning into more negative messaging within your creator content is absolutely something that I would test in your variations, especially.
I think negative messaging is more powerful than positive messaging always. If you're this type of person who can do it, you're gonna make yourself a lot of money. I'm just gonna give you a very, very simple example. One of like the biggest channels on YouTube right now are the channels that expose people and they have like negative messaging. CoffeeZilla, 4.2 million. There is also Coach Greg Doucette. So he's always involving himself into drama. Usually negativity and drama will get a lot more clicks, in my opinion. So if you can go contrarian in your marketing, I'm gonna show you. Contrarian marketing. Let me go back to O. A person who opposes or rejects popular opinion, especially in stock exchange dealing. So go contrarian with your ads. Try it. It's challenging, but if it's gonna work, it's gonna work great.
Using more of those negative or hard-hitting trigger words. Think words like regret, embarrassed, hate. Those are 3 that I have personally seen work over the last few months. So those could be really easy wins for you. And number 5, ugly ads. By the way,
ugly ads. I made a video about ugly ads. They're really simple to make. They work. They always work. They're fast to produce. So if you wanna watch a video on ugly ads, just go to my channel and let me show you the video. I think this is the video. Disruptive meta ads, tutorials, beginners must see. So this is the video. Make sure you watch it. I go in depth about ugly ads. It's 1 hour and 12 minutes. So go for it.
let me know in the comments if you guys signed up for Barry's course. I will absolutely be attending alongside you guys. I am so excited to learn more from him. He actually used to be my boss, which is pretty cool. But the reason why I really wanted to bring up this specific type of ad format is because there are several different ways that you can do ugly ads, number one. But also this is actually something that Meta has been talking more about, how this is one of their top performing types of Reels ads. They call it lo-fi content, but I do think it's really interesting that the platform and even bigger brands are starting to wise up and be like, wow, yeah, like this actually crushes, and it's absolutely something that brands should be doing. And the way that I like to think about ugly ads, it's absolutely more of a state of mind than it is a specific format. And the way that I like to get people, like,
I think when it comes to ads, when people run ads, they want to make it so their brand appears like premium or luxury or whatever. And they just have like the idea that everything needs to be perfect. However, it doesn't need to be perfect, right? It doesn't need to be perfect to work. Sometimes imperfection works better than perfection. So leave this mindset of like being pretty, being luxury, being high-end, whatever. Just communicate your brand efficiently. And sometimes this happens through ugly ads.
To think about this type of ad creative is in a few ways. So first one is, what if I challenged you right now to make an ad creative within 5 minutes? What would that ad creative look like? Another really great exercise you can do with your teams if you want to get them to start.
Yeah, speed. I like it. I like the point about speed, because when you do ugly ads, you can make this happen within minutes. Set yourself a timer for, let's say, 20 minutes and create as many ads as possible. Throw them in the algorithm and let the algorithm decide.
Thinking more in this vein is actually to have them call their mom, their family member, their girlfriend, or whatever, their best friend, and try to get them to sell something to them. Of course, I immediately think of that Wolf of Wall Street scene, but what I actually mean is think about a product or a service that you really loved and simply just talk to your significant other or your close family person about it, and think about the things that you were bringing up when you were trying to emphasize what a great experience it was or how much benefit you got from it. But I know that this is just a YouTube video. A ton of you aren't necessarily going to try those exercises, even though I know they're really valuable. I think only the serious ones will. So if you're curious about what ugly ads do tend to look like, of course, we have the post-it note ad, still crashes, still see it work, but also one shot, one take videos. So essentially just, take your phone and film an ad within a few seconds, 30 seconds, just see what happens. Again.
Yeah, one shot, that's a good idea. Take your phone, real quick, record a video, throw it in to the algorithm. Let Mark Zuckerberg decide if this video is good or bad.
And I think this is where the actual getting on the phone with a person that you're close to and talking about a product, that can really help. That's essentially what that type of ad is. And then there are, of course, the POV shots. So instead of doing like a yap, this is like, from the perspective of you. So I think a lot of times like people's mind jump to the unboxing. It's not necessarily that. It's more the tend to run stuff. I want to talk about my POV on features callouts ads, on us versus thems, on headline ads, testimonials, and before and afters. To be honest, all of these formats are still absolutely worth testing in 2025. But
Yeah, before after, this will always work. All of the ads she mentioned, I believe, are amazing. So let me make it smaller so you can see it. Your razor is boring. This is an amazing ad. Tore my family apart. My family can't stop fighting over these bars. Lines were drawn. Alliances were formed. These bars tore my family apart. Sarah. 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. Amazing ad. Amazing ad. It has like drama within the ad. Those are drama protein bars. And people love drama.
And before and after.
Before and after, it will always work. But I have to warn you, before and after is usually forbidden by the algorithm, so be very careful how you use those. I had some of my ad accounts being banned for before and afters, so have that in mind. Let's continue.
All of these formats are still absolutely worth testing in 2025. But I won't lie, most of the top performers that I've seen again and again over the last few months are things that I already mentioned in this video. But every once in a while, there is a huge banger there within one of these classic ad formats. And I'd say too, especially if you are a newer brand or a brand on a bonus one, if you will. But something that I've been thinking about over the last few weeks, especially with this TikTok ban looming, maybe TikTok is no longer around when this video is being published, my goodness, is this idea around brand performance, which is something that my colleagues at BMG 360 actually talked about when we did a talk at Meta recently. Now, something that my good friend Nikki Henning and colleague talked about is actually them starting to put ad spend behind creative that was doing really well for them on Reels or organic. And I think that, if you're looking at all these ad creative formats and you're a little lost and you're a little confused about organic versus paid ads and like the real difference.
Okay, yeah, so brand performance just boost a working post. I get the idea. So actually, I like this video a lot. I didn't expect it, but I think she put a lot of effort into creating this video, and I believe she gave us like a very good ideas on how to work on our creatives. Even I learned something, and I rarely learn something from a Facebook ads video, but I believe this video was valuable for me because she just gave like real examples, and I think she's a good YouTuber. I like her now. Now I like her. I sell physical books for students, pilots in the USA. Any format ideas for us? We sell custom labels. I would love your suggestion on which ad format should I utilize. I sell beauty products, more specifically a lip plumber. Test them all. Go crazy. Go crazy. And actually people are engaged. That was a good video. I enjoyed watching this video. So yeah. There are like a lot of comments, a lot of engagement. So make sure you go and follow up Dara. She did a good job here. She did a good job. So yeah. Should I end this live stream? We're 1 hour and 22 minutes in. Probably it's time for me to go, guys. I have other things I need to do. I have a life without this live stream. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. My name is Niko. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.